Okay, hello everybody and welcome to this talk. So let me just give you a background of this talk. So last month of August, I was in India and I attended a couple of natural health science camps. I'll call it natural health science rather than naturopathy because Dr. Arun Sharma, who runs these camps, his technique is very different from the normal naturopathy. And these camps were amazing. There were two camps, amazing. So I wanted to share the information because some of the friends said, hey, tell me about these camps. I said, let me just prepare a few slides, summarize the happenings in these camps. It'll be much easier than talking individually to everybody. So I'm going to tell you what kind of people participated, where were the camps, what happened in the camps, what were the benefits of the camps, etc. So there were two camps, two different locations in India. The first one was in a small place called Pollachi, both of them in the southern India. And these were 7 days each. The first one, Pollachi, was a 50-acre remote farm. When you got there, there was nothing around you. Full of trees of different kinds, very natural environment, coconuts, sapotes, bananas, fruit trees, different kinds, some small buildings where you could stay, very basic facilities. And you'll see more of it as we progress in this talk. The second one was in the biggest city of Bangalore. It was a bit more modern facility, but it was still away from the main city, although it was very near the Bangalore International Airport. And Bangalore is also known as the air-conditioned city of India. The weather is always year-round, very, very nice, never very hot, never very cold. While the first camp, Pollachi, was a much warmer area. So I'm showing here the locations. So the one here marked, this is the Pollachi, the remote place, way out south. Then the other one is Bangalore here, much bigger city. And you're seeing the map of the Indian peninsula, still the southern part of India. The northern is much higher above. So these two places are about 270, 280 miles apart, about 430 kilometers. Not that big a distance. So this is the flyers that were sent out for these camps. And you can see this is the master. I call him the master, Dr. Arun Sharma. His knowledge is very deep about how Mother Nature works and how it can heal your body. And over the years, he has healed thousands of patients. So actually, he started practicing when he was maybe in his teens, 12, 13 years old, because nature cure was practiced by his grandfather, his father, his uncles, everybody was practicing it. And you can see the camp here for the 7-day camp in the Bangalore, which was a more expensive place to be. For 7 days, for the entire accommodation, the food, and the whole treatment was just 23,000 rupees, which is less than $300. So very, very inexpensive, but very effective. So let me show you the two camp locations. These are pictures. This is the entrance of the Pollachi camp, and you can see this is a dirt road. So you come up from the paved road, you go into the dirt road, and then you go into a couple of buildings. And you can see on the left, there's a little building hidden behind the trees. There's another one behind, and you don't see it on the right-hand side. And where the road ends, there was another building there. And if you go to the second camp in Bangalore, much nicer location, and you can see this is welcome statue here. The place was called the School of Ancient Wisdom. So you have a sort of a fairy here or a messenger carrying the torch of the wisdom at the entrance. So very nice grounds, this one, much more comfortable than the previous one. Then a little bit about the participants. So the participants were from all ages, young kids to people over 80s, and anybody here would have some symptom or the other in the body. So we had all shade of people. So we had people on a wheelchair, people with knee problems, very difficult for them to walk, stomach problems, shoulder problems, vision issues, cancers, allergies, all kind of things. So of course you'll keep wondering what was the treatment, etc. So let me just give you the principles, some of the fundamental principles that were applied in the camps, and then I'll show you what was done during the camps. And it's very, very simple. You'll see the whole thing is very simple. And when you look at the principles, there's a very paradigm change from what we see in the environment around us. So the very first thing is health, right? Everybody wants good health. So what is health? So the definition of health, you'll see, is life's activity in a clean body. So really, once your body is very clean, you will feel refreshed, you'll feel energetic, and you'll enjoy life. So that's why it's called the life's activity in a clean body is health. So in the camps, the attitude of Dr. Sharma is, I don't treat diseases. I just build your health. So once we build your health, your body will take care of any symptoms that are occurring in the body. So it's a very, very, very simple principle here. But we do see diseases, right? Somebody has a heart problem, somebody has a cancer, somebody has a diabetes. So what is a disease? So his definition of disease is our friend. And we treat the disease as a friend. Because whenever you have some symptoms or disease in a body, life in the body is trying to heal the body, to heal the symptom. That's why it brings these symptoms up. So it raises the blood pressure because it's trying to heal something in the body. So for example, the heart attack. Why does a heart attack happen in the body? The body is trying to push the blood away from the blockage. That's why these symptoms of the heart attack happen. So body is trying to heal itself, and the symptom happen. So how do we improve health? So the very first thing, see, right, in allopathy, when we go to a doctor, he'll do a bunch of tests. And based on the test, he'll prescribe you treatments. So Dr. Sharma says, you don't diagnose a disease. You diagnose a person. The disease happens because of your habits. So if you find out what are the habits, for example, what do you eat in the morning? What time? How do you sleep? Do you exercise? How do you think? Do you have a stressful environment? So what are your habits? So all you have to do is create good habits and make the good habits part of your lifestyle, and your health should improve. So that's what it is. So the whole camp was, in a sense, training us on forming good habits and good lifestyle. So that's what happened. Both the camp, more or less, the routine in both the camps was the same. So let us just go through them. So if what I have said so far, it's very easy to conclude from there that for all diseases, there's one treatment, and the treatment is to build your health. That is the treatment. So no matter what disease you have, you should have the same treatment. So let us see what used to happen. So the background here, you see this lotus pond in the Bangalore camp. There was very beautiful lotus pond. So this is the image from the lotus pond in the background. So I'll go into the detail of this routine, because the daily routine itself was the treatment. That was our learning. In the morning, we'll get up around 6 o'clock, go for a jog, do a little sun gazing, then we do a little therapy. There'll be a little bit of juice. There'll be fruits for breakfast. Then everybody will prepare lunch. We'll have salad for lunch. There'll be classes in between where Dr. Sharma will explain why do certain things, why don't do certain other things, what is the impact, how does the sun work and improve our health, how does the air improve our health, etc., etc. And then individuals will have their consultation with Dr. Sharma, get together with them, and then everybody will prepare dinner. We'll have a dinner, and then in the evening, the last thing in the evening, we'll have something called the satsang, which is really an entertainment. We should all be happy. The mind should be fresh and light. So that was the reason we did that. And everything was done in a leisurely manner. There was no hurry, there was no pressure of anything. So let me just go through this, right? So the morning around 6 o'clock, everybody went out for a jog. So this is in the Pollachi camp, and this on the right-hand side in the white dress is Dr. Sharma. He's 82 years old at this time, and we will all follow him. And then after that, people will relax for a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll get together with yoga mats, and there will be a yoga session. So this is in the Bangalore camp. There was a terrace, a big terrace, where we could do that. And there would be yogasanas, and you can see one of the yogasanas is the halasana that Dr. Sharma himself is doing and demonstrating. And we will also do pranayama. So that is very important. The breathing exercise is very, very important. Let me just see whether I have. Yeah, so the breathing exercise will be coupled with meditation. So we'll do the breathing exercise first, and there will be a level of meditation. So what happens in the breathing exercise, the way the breathing exercise was done, there's only one kind, and only like 5 minutes, not too very long. And that was another principle that was applied in the camps. It's called the principle of non-violence. So do not do anything in extremes. Do not put a whole lot of stress in the body when you're in the camp. So the breathing exercise was also very simple. You just breathe in from one nostril, hold it, breathe out from another nostril, hold it. So this period of holding is very important. That is where the toxins that are trapped in the air form in different parts of the body, they are released, and then they go out of the body when we breathe in and breathe out. And Dr. Sharma was very good. He would explain how the whole process works. So this all happened in the morning. And then if the sun was out, we will do the sun gazing, and you can see we are looking at the sun. So the sun gazing was for about 10 minutes, and we'll chant a little bit of mantras during the sun gazing. And after the sun gazing, you will just press your palms into the eyes and relax them. So this was the early morning routine. And after that, we would have a juice. Now, this will not be a fruit juice. This will not be like orange juice or apple juice. So these are the healing juices. So what you have here is a special grass. So all you do is pick this grass. We would just pick it out from the ground, the grass, and then put it in the blender, add some water, blend it, and then just filter it, and that was the juice. So this was, and you would probably take a cup or a glass of this juice in the morning. So this is how you break your fast. This one other juice. So what happens is, if you take a watermelon, so then you take the fruit part of the watermelon out, and the rind that is left, that is chopped into smaller pieces, put in a blender, add the water, blend it, and then filter it, make this juice. So you'll only have one kind of juice every day. There'll be different leaves. One of them will be guava leaves, peepal leaves, and most of them will be related to a tropical tree or tropical fruit, because it's a very tropical part of the country, southern India. So that is how you break your fast. Remember, what we are doing here is part of the treatment for any symptoms that you have in your body. And then after that was called therapies. Again, very simple. So here you see these are little tubs. You put water and you sit in the tub. This will call the hip bath. So here the water will be up to your belly button, and you'll sit in it for about 20 minutes. And the reason it's 20 minutes is because the water heats up with the body, and once the water is heated up, it's not much use for you anymore. So it should be room temperature water. And it was a nice location. I mean, we're just sitting in the outside in the lawn. So that is one of them. The other thing was the enema. But here, Dr. Sharma calls it the toner. It's not really called an enema. It's called the toning enema. The short form is toner. And the reason is, it's a very small amount of water that is used, maybe about a cup of water. And this is not meant to clean your colon. It's meant to energize your colon. So when the room temperature water goes into the lower part of the colon, it strengthens it. So it improves its movements. And that's all you want to do. So this is a part of the treatment. So everybody was asked to do this. And you could bring your own enema equipment, or they had their available for people to purchase. The other thing, of course, I don't have images from the camp. This is from somebody else, another participant who created this in his own house. So the two things that we do is, one is the sun bath, which is exposing your body to the sun. And the other one is the spinal bath. So you see this like a yoga mat over here. So what you do is, in the sunlight, you would take off all of your clothes and just lie on this yoga mat. And the important thing here to remember is that you want the light to go into your body, but not the heat. So as soon as you feel the body is warming up, you turn over. And then let the light work on your body. And then you find it is heating up again, then you come out, and that's it. That's your. So you could be in this, depending on how hot the sun is, you could be in it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and that's okay. Because what happens is, the light, when it goes through the body, apart from vitamin D, it creates special enzymes in the body which only sun can do. And they have very healing effect on the body. The other thing is, you can see this inflatable next to the yoga mat. So in this, you put about an inch of water, and then you lie on the back. So the idea is, the spine is covered with the water. So let the spine get energized with this water. And again, you lie on it for about 20 minutes or so, and that's it. So one day you'll do a hip bath, the another day you'll do the spinal bath, but the sun bath or the solar bath you'll do every day. So we had terraces, separate one for men and separate one for women. Well, they go in and do these therapies. So these therapies will take maybe about an hour or so. And you see this image here, this little fellow doing his sun bath next to us. And after these therapies, everybody will take a shower and then we'll go in and we'll have our breakfast. And the breakfast is only one kind of fruit. So one day it will be a mango. I think this is a papaya. Another day you'll have papaya. And of course, in Pollachi, in the farm, they were all grown in the farm, regenerative, organic papaya. They were so sweet and delicious. The mangoes also that we had, they were so sweet and delicious. So each day will be a different fruit, but they will be enough. I mean, you could eat as much as you wanted. And the idea is when you eat one kind of fruit, the body creates special juice for each kind of item that you eat. So if you have only one kind of fruit, it is much easier for body to create that particular juice and digest it much more effectively. So that was the idea. You can mix fruits as well. I mean, it doesn't do any harm, but it is much more effective if you have only one kind of fruit at one time. And if you wanted to have another fruit, after a couple of hours, you could have another fruit. So that was the breakfast. And you can see so far, it's very, very simple routine. And then there will be a class. So this is in Bangalore, open air class. We will just put down yoga mats. So some of us will sit on the floor and some on the chair. And here Sharma ji is explaining the logic, the reason, how the sunlight works, how does the jogging affect the body, how does the therapies affect the body, etc., etc. And there'll be question and answer. Very good discussion. This is in the Pollachi camp, in the farm. So actually, this building here is a cow shed. So it was still being built. So once ready, they will put cows in this. But it was a big building, and you see it was open all around, just a tin roof on the top. So just to add to the principle of nature cure, what they consider are the fruits are acidic, they have acidic effect on the body, and the veggies are alkaline. And I know in the science-wise, this might be a little bit debatable, but this has been tried out in the natural health science. So they encourage us to eat more veggies. And for that reason, the lunch would be only salad. So again, remember, whatever we are doing here during the whole camp is part of the treatment. Very, very simple treatment. So now, after the class, we will all get together and chop the veggies for the lunch. And we'll do the same thing for the dinner. We'll prepare the dinner all together. See people sitting on the floor. Everybody had brought their own from their own homes, chopping boards and their own knives, etc. And we'll all chip in. And this is a good learning for us. And several people in there, they had never chopped veggies before. They had never cooked before. So that was another good learning for them. You were not required to do it. If you wanted to, you could do this. Like in Pollachi camp, there's almost 45 people. In Bangalore, there were over 30 people. So there's a lot of people. So different people will probably, so in the morning, there'll be a different set of people. Afternoon, there'll be a different set of people who will be doing this. And this is a view of the kitchen in Pollachi, which was the farm. And again, all around it is open, except where they had gas. They had a little bit of wall. And you remember, In the farm, there was electricity. There was no hot water of any kind, either in the bathrooms or in the kitchen. There was no fridge. There was no air conditioning. But the weather was nice. If you were in the shade, you wouldn't feel hot at all. And you can see the veggies, etc., on the floor here. They would put into aerated containers, so they'll remain fresh. It won't go bad. So you wouldn't feel the need of a fridge. And you see people just trying to help in the cooking process. So then we would have the salad lunch. So each day's salad, the ingredients will be different. So one day you'll have cauliflower-based salad, another day you'll have a cabbage-based, another day you'll have a lettuce-based, another day you'll have a carrot and bell pepper-based salad. So the few things to remember, there was no salt in the salad, no lime or lemon, no oil, no vinegar, no spices. There was a dressing, and the dressing was made out of coconuts, tomato, and cilantro. And in the areas where you don't get coconuts, you could replace it with avocados. And it was quite tasty, quite tasty. And some people had to get used to it. I already eat this, so I didn't have any problem at all. So that was your salad lunch, and you could eat to your fill as much as you wanted. And then people will go out, relax for a little while, and then come back. We'll all get together, and there'll be another class. So there is an image of another class. And you can see people brought their notebooks to take notes. There was so much information being given to them. And some of these were the students. So Dr. Sharma also runs classes on nature cure process. I think he has 6 or 7 different courses that he runs on things like curing with air, curing with water, curing with ether, etc. So this would be the afternoon class. Also, there'll be therapy sessions. You'll have individual therapies. You would have therapies in groups. People could, or consultation in groups. So he'll give some specific guidelines if people wanted. And you're staying in a very basic room, and it's full of windows, and they'll all be kept open. And the nice breeze will come in. I mean, it felt so good in this natural environment. And then after that, people, afternoon classes, afternoon consultations, etc. People will get together again, same way as in the morning, cook. And the evening will be a cooked meal. And this also for the mind, because all our mind is so used to cook meal. So you have to keep that tradition alive. Plus, when you go back to the normal families, you would have to have some cooked meal. So, but the cooked meal was a little special. It was full of fiber, full of veggies. There will only be one kind of grain. Everything else will be veggies. You see the chapatis here. So the chapatis will be, I think I have a slide here. Yeah. So this is a little chapati being made on a pan, and you can see how it is puffed up. So this was made with wheat flour, and this is red because of the beets. So they will blend these beets and use this blended beet to knead the dough. They would not add any water to knead the dough, and nothing else will be added. So the flour will be kneaded with the beet. You could knead it with spinach. You could knead with so many other things, with the gourd and other stuff. So different days they will knead it with different things. So again, you could eat to your fill. There was no limitation how much you ate. There will always be enough food. And normally we would sit on the floor. So the floor will be, they'll sweep the floor in the morning, or somebody will sweep, one of us will sweep the floor in the morning for the lunch, for the dinner, and put some mats and sit on the floor cross-legged. and most of the time eat with our fingers. Plus, somebody will serve the food. You just keep sitting on the floor, and there will be people who'll serve. So once I finish, then I'll serve the others. So that's how it used to work. And this is somebody they shared when after their camp, when they went to their home, they did the same thing. You see a different kind of plates, but they did the same thing at home, the same kind of meal. And after the dinner, people relax. You can go out for a walk, or just talk or network. And then there will be an entertainment session. This is in Bangalore. There's an indoor room. There were a lot of mosquitoes outside. So daytime, during the sun, mosquitoes won't bother us. It was okay to sit in the open. But the evening, it was not easy. So we would get together in the inside room. And the entertainment here, I mean, people will sing together. Sometimes they'll be dancing. Just very, very lively. So end the day, very, very positive, lively note. And in between, in the 7 days, one day will be a fasting day. So normally the fourth day was the fasting, right in the middle was the fasting day. So the third evening, rather than the dinner, there will be a fruit smoothie in almond milk or coconut milk made. Everybody will take the smoothie. Next morning, there will be nothing. Lunch, there will be nothing. Around 4 o'clock, we'll all be given a juice, the same kind of juice that was given in the morning. And the evening, instead of full dinner, there'll only be a soup, light soup, everybody will eat. So that was the fasting day. And every other day will be the same routine. The 7 day, same routine, except the content will be different. So that was the same, 7 days. So that it was. So remember, so the same routine, jogging, that was the exercise, the yoga, pranayama, meditation, fruits, juices, salads, and some cooked meal in the evening, and fasting. That was it for everybody. And it, there were so many people who benefited with this simple stuff. People who had special need, for example, this gentleman you see on the wheelchair, he was asked not to take any cooked meal in the dinner. So he could take the fruit or a salad, so that his healing could be expedited. So what are the benefits in this camp? So there was in Pollachi camp, a young girl, maybe early 20s, she came. She had gone blind about 6 months back, and all the doctors had told her, you'll have to live like this all her life. And somebody connected her to Dr. Sharma, and Dr. Sharma told her, it's worth a try. What I do, you just have to change your lifestyle, and maybe some other stuff as well. They call it the herbal packs and some other packs. And she came to the camp. She was she came alone, and her eyesight was normal. Everything was healed. There's another lady who came, and and a few months back, she was diagnosed with cancer, and she followed all the treatment. And she came in the camp, and her cancer had completely gone. There was another lady who came on the first day of the camp. She told me she had so much problem in sitting and getting up, plus even walking sometimes, a lot of pain. And I think it was the 5th or 6th day, she was jogging with us in the morning. And the other thing was, when the camp finished the last day, there would be people will just sit down, and people will give testimonials. And almost everybody had felt some difference or the other. One lady had always had stomach pain of some kind, but during the camp, it had come down considerably, and everybody shared. And some people were so emotional. I mean, they would never expect it, because they were going through a lot of treatments, and they had spent fortunes and they were not improving, having improvement. And coming in the camp in 7 days, started seeing improvements. So that was amazing. And I mean, I myself, I mean, I was at the last day of the camp in the Bangalore, we was staying upstairs. I could go upstairs, up and down, up and down, up and down many, many times and didn't feel anything. I mean, it was much, much better than my normal movements. So I think it was an amazing experience for me. And Dr. Sharma, he is still in India, and what he's doing is he is going around in different cities of India and holding camps. So this week he is doing in Kolkata. Next week, I think he's doing near Mumbai, and then finally he'll go in Delhi, and he'll come back to his. He lives in Phoenix, in the U.S., and I think he's planning to go back again in December and do the camps over there again. So this is it. I just wanted to share with you what I saw, what the routine was, and I just wanted to keep it simple. I've kept it very, very simple. But if anybody has any more questions, please, or any comments. I see some people who had participated in the camps who are here as well. So please unmute yourself if you have any comments, anything to share. Please go ahead.
Hi, Shri. This is Pablo.
Pablo.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Yeah, we cannot see you, Pablo, can we?
Oh, really?
Yes, I can see him.
Oh, you can see it? Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Very nice presentation. Thank you for doing it. I wanted to ask you about the sun baths. You said that you want to get the light only, but not the heat. How do you manage to do that if you're under the sun?
Well, that's why you have to limit the time. So that limits your time. So when I go early in the morning, when the sun is rising, the sun is not that hot, I can lie in the sun for 10 minutes. But if I'm late in the afternoon, it's maybe 30 seconds, and I feel the heat in the body. So as soon as I feel in the hot body, I just turn or leave.
So the benefit comes from the light mostly, not the fan.
Yes. Well, what happens with the heat is what causes the skin cancer, etc. Right? So it's not the light.
Okay.
So you avoid that.
So in the cold day, in the winter, we could get still the benefits of the light without the heat.
Exactly. Except in the cold, you don't want to catch a cold. So you might want to do it through the window. It will be not as 100% effective. So if the sun is coming through a window, you can just do it through the window.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, here we don't have a problem here in Florida. It never gets that cold. But in New Jersey, where you are, you would have that problem in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask another question, or somebody else has a question?
No, go ahead.
And then just talk about, it says that the food, the salad, it says no salt, no lime, no lemon, right? No oil, no vinegar.
No.
So that's what I usually put on my salad dressings.
Yeah. To make it a healing salad, it is important not to put these things. And to make it tasty, put plenty of tomatoes and cilantro.
Okay.
Or coconut or avocado. I mean, I don't know how much avocado you get. You probably get avocado, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I put avocados here because I don't get coconuts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that makes it very tasty if you put cilantro. And
Okay.
you could put other leaves as well. I mean, some of them to add to the taste. And you'll get used to it. See, the other concept is you should eat only when you're hungry. And you'll only eat healthy food when you're hungry. Otherwise, it will not taste good. See, most of the time we eat for the taste. You add spices, you add salt, you add sugar. You eat it because of taste. Really, you
Yeah.
should be eating because you are hungry, not because the food tastes good.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Anybody else?
Thank you, Shri. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Okay, you lady first.
Can I?
Yes, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I just wanted to give a feedback.
Mhm.
We had been instructed to not bring any medication with us when we went to attend the camp. So until that time, I was on medication for hypertension. Of course, that was electrohomeopathy medicine and not allopathy, but it was still medicine. So I had no medicine with me while I was there. And it's almost a month now. I am still on no medication and my BP is normal.
See, that's the impact. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, so Bhaglakshmi, she came and participated in the Bangalore camp. She was there for 7 days with us. So, and the reason the medicine is, Dr. Sharma asked to stop is because your body is getting purified. And if you put any chemical in the body, when the body is pure, it can react. So that is the reason he says, don't put any chemical of any kind in the body. Yes, thanks for sharing. Yes, comment, go ahead.
Thank you, Shri, for excellent information. And yeah, this is simplicity is a very powerful way to improve our condition. Now, during your lecture, I've been knocking the nuts. I've been eating walnuts. I've been eating walnuts, and walnuts, they have no anything to add, and they are still tasty. This is the way what we have to have our food with less spices and to have it natural. And to have, like you says, to be hungry, and then we have a absorption is better. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will, in your Bulgaria camp next month, we'll do all this. We'll do sunbathing,
Of course.
maybe spinal bath.
Yes, for sure. We will do thermal bath, and we will do sun bath as well, and pydolaging too. Yeah. You're welcome. I will be glad to have you with us, Shri.
Yeah. Thank you, Carmen. Anybody else?
Yes. Sure. I would like to ask you, do they, by any chance, do you guys do this camps here? It would be great here in the States, or there is a specific reason why it's not done here?
Well, so the last camp in the US that was done in Miami back last year, I think, during the 4th of July weekend. And the reason it was done because one of our friends, he has a big house and his family had gone to India. So he just said, oh, I have this house available. Do you want to? We could accommodate 10 people. So can you do the camp here? So Dr. Sharma came and we did that camp. But again, see, US is so highly regulated. It is, you cannot say, stop your medication. Cannot. There's so many things in United States compared to what you can do in India. We have to be very, very careful, very, very careful in the US. And plus, the costs are so high. Like 7 days in Bangalore, which is one of the expensive cities of India, it was only $270, $280. 7 days, food, accommodation, and everything, and the treatments, everything, was just $280. You cannot do that in the US. It'll probably be $5,000 or so. So big difference. Plus, I mean, $5,000, you can go to India, attend this camp, come back, and you still save $2,000, $3,000. Right. So,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah, economy-wise, it doesn't make sense to do in the US. But yeah, if you want to, I mean, you'll enjoy it if you
I know.
What-
I know.
this. Yeah.
What day is Carmen's camp starting?
It's 19th of October, next month. Anybody else
Guruji
has
be doing
any
it?
other? Sorry?
Guruji is conducting 19.
Oh, no, this is a different in Bulgaria. Carmen, who just, it's a Chinese TCM, traditional Chinese medicine
Okay.
retreat in Bulgaria.
Mm,
It's a totally different thing.
yeah. Nice
Yeah.
to see you after a long time.
Yes,
You're
Pranay,
back settled.
yeah, we keep.
Yeah.
Do
Nice
you want to
see
share
all.
anything about the camp?
Yes, yes. Yeah, for me, it was one of first time I'm attending a nature camp. Even though I know Guruji from past 2-3 years virtually, it was like one, I wanted to meet him, and second, I wanted to have a practical experience about what we had learned theoretically from Guruji. So that was a big learning, and I could see kind of a improvement in myself from the day one when I came and to the day 7 gradually, especially not only physically. It was my mental peace also. I could kind of relax, and first it was like how it's going to be, what is that I'm going to experience. So those kind of thing was going on in my mind. Then later I got to know all the participants who had come, and it was such a kind of a family, end of it was like a family. And it was like only on day 6 or 7 I realized, oh, we have only one more day to kind of we are going to finish the camp. So it was like now I'm anticipating, like, okay, when is December coming back to attend the next camp. It was such an amazing experience, a lot of learning. Though it was for a newcomer, when I was a newcomer, it was like, oh, it was amazing, amazing. Everything was amazing for me. Now I am practicing, and when Guruji was saying, it was more like, for me, it was a relearning of everything, revisiting all my lessons, what I learned, and plus practical, which I was not experienced in all aspects. Like I would do a spinal bath, but I would not do a sun bath. So sun bath was a new experience for me. I was always thinking, like, sun bath, you just expose your hand, legs, and face. That is sufficient. But that too is okay. That is also good, rather than not doing anything. But for a therapeutic thing, total sun bath will really help. That was my takeaway, and meeting everybody and seeing some of them really kind of was kind of, they had healed. In fact, within after the fasting thing, it was like a magical for some of them. Like, they were transformation. We could actually see the transformation happening in 3-4 days.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, thank you.
that was
Thank
an
you.
amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Just to give, Shri was in the Bangalore camp, and she has attended the classes that Sharmaji teaches. So she had a theoretical exposure to these techniques, but CAB was the first time to get the practical, the right way of doing things. And there were many other students who had attended the camps and still attending the other camps. And once you know the right way to do it, you get such a high level of confidence. When you see the other, like I tell you, the first time I did the sun gazing, I was so afraid looking at the sun directly will harm my eyes, because that's the impression we have. but doing with others, so many other people doing it together, especially with a master who's done it throughout their life for 80 years, it
Mm.
gives such a high level of confidence. And that is so important, so important. So anybody else? Anybody else wants to share anything? Any question?
Yeah, one more thing, like when I came day one, I don't know if you could notice, I was sitting on the chair. I couldn't even get down on the yoga mat. But day three, like I tried. I was motivated by seeing so many people who had difficulties, but they were managing. Like Vikas, like he was just
Yeah.
a motivator for me. Like I want to. Why can't I try? When Vikas is able to do, why can't I try? And that's how I made an effort to somehow get down on the mat. Then it was like practicing, uh, but I managed, and now also I continue practicing, and that has been a real helpful kind of. Otherwise, what will I think? I'll be still complaining. Okay, I can't sit on the floor. I can't sit on the floor. I would never make an attempt.
Yeah.
So,
Give you so much courage. And of course, once you continue, I think you'll get much more benefit,
yes,
much more improvement.
thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else?
Yeah, this is Sanjeev. Uh, it's nice to see you, Mr. Shri Gupta. We met in last camp in Miami.
Yes.
Remember Sharmaji did at Senthil's house, I guess.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
Yeah, I came. I used to come 3 days in a row, and it was fun. And thank you for describing your experience at Pollachi. And it's very similar to my experience in one of the camps at the outskirts of Delhi in 2020. And the moment, actually, that was the start of COVID, and the government had banned a gathering of more than 50 people. And when I told my brother who was hosting me, I said, I'm going to camp. He said, you are mad. Why are you taking such a risk being there? And I had my own weird imagination that I will be going there. It will be like a dark, slimy kind of atmosphere, and a lot of uneducated people will be coming there, and I will be huddled together with that. So with that fear, I went there. But believe me, the moment when we left the Delhi highways, uh, so there was, I think, about 2 or 3 kilometers of way into the village, and then the whole thing started changing. The whole perspective started changing, and I saw, we were passing through the fields, and the moment the gatekeeper opened the gate of that facility, man, I was amazed. I said, this is more than Switzerland or something. There were nice open ground, and very well done flowers and everything. Those somehow, for some strange reason, I don't see the flowers in USA. I see all the green, shrubs and everything, but flowers in the garden, it's only something which I see in India. Whichever garden or park I go to, I don't know why. I mean, I have to explore on that. But I'm saying this, all said and done, when we entered the thing, and I said, okay, this looks like an experience of lifetime, and it's better than any childhood experience. So anyway, so that was the thing. We stayed there for a week, and all the things you explained, I don't have to re-explain. With the sun gazing, bath, and all the lectures and the entertainment in the evening was all the same. Tell me something. You can tell the audience that even if we don't get the sunlight directly, do you think the ambient light is also good for the bathing?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
ambient.
If you don't get intense sunlight, that's okay. You get scattered sunlight is also okay.
So, I mean, it's a lot like, in the cloudy day also, that ambient light with some wind flowing, that's also kind of like a treatment, or
Yes.
maybe.
You can do that as well. You can do that
Okay.
as well. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you, Sanjeev ji,
So,
for sharing.
the last question I would like to ask.
Yeah.
In Florida, I'm surprised that Florida is supposed to have a lot of coconuts, fresh coconut, green coconuts, but I'm unable to find it in the Publix and boys market or something. Do you have any source where we can get the the green coconuts
Yeah,
in
I'm in
Florida?
St. Petersburg, so I found a source here in St. Peter and Tampa area.
Or Tampa? Okay.
Yeah, but there was a farmer's market in Fort Lauderdale. I don't know whether it still is there. They used to sometimes have coconuts. And
Right. I remember that. All right, I think that's it for me. Thank you.
okay, thank you for sharing. And by the way, the same facility. So last week of October, there'll be a camp in the same facility that you're talking about in Balaji
Okay.
Neroka. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, apology. Good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
All right.
place.
Thank you.
Lovely. Yeah, thanks for sharing. That was good.
Sure.
I
So,
wanted to also add that you can also do sunbathing in reflected light.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, thanks. Anybody else has anything to share?
Hi, sure.
Oh, Jen, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Yes, thank you for the sharing.
Mhm.
I think the takeaway from your sharing is that two things, or maybe three things. One is the detoxing, right? They do many things to help the body to detox it. This is first things. And another thing is to improve the circulation,
Right,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
jogging and yoga and many exercises. All these things the key mechanism is quite similar to the PIDA, right? Because the
Yes.
PIDA lodging also do everything to make sure this happen to your body. So I think it's a very good way to help people to improve their overall circulation within these 7 days, so that the people can really get the benefit from these exercises and have some effects to help their body very well. Yeah, we can learn so much from this
Yeah, you're
workshop
right.
also. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for the comment, because this, I think, is a good complement of Vaidya Lajan. They go together very well. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anybody else?
But one more thing about the sunbathing is that they just want to get the light, not get the heat. I think it's because if the weather is too hot, so that the body moisture will be absorbed by the sunshine.
Yeah.
So it is not good for the body, for the skin, for the body. That's why they just want to get the light, not want too much heat to impact their body. That's my understanding.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, that can cause problems. Yeah. So I see Ashish here. Ashish, do you want to share anything? You have to unmute. Are you still there?
Mr. Shri Gupta, this is Sanjeev again. I would want to add that Sharmaji told that if its sun is too hot, perhaps you can use a wet towel and then have the sunbathe under the wet towel. Can you refresh my memory on that?
Yeah, so sometimes you can do it through the leaves. For example, the banana leaf you can put and then cover it with a wet towel or a wet cloth. But those are special techniques that he uses sometimes. For us normal people, if we just keep it simple. Yeah. So those are the advanced techniques that he probably tells you, some advanced camps.
Okay.
So when you're close to him, he will tell you many more things. So I'm just keeping it very, very simple. Otherwise, people can get confused.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, I think from the Chinese medical theory, the heat, if it's just warm to help your circulation, it's good. But if the heat is too much, that will be a outside evil to hurt your body.
Yes.
That's why Yeah, that's why maybe a red towel is good if you want to get the sunshine directly.
Yes, yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Not.
Yeah, so Shriji, I think I missed your question. Can you please?
So do you want to
come back?
share anything? How are you doing? How is your dad doing?
Yeah, so for me personally, I mean, I'm not following everything, but one thing which I still continued is the alkaline juice and the exposure to sunlight, and that is helping me. And one improvement I can say that with this alkaline juice, my craving for tea has reduced. In fact, we have stopped the milk at our home. So since it is not there, then you will not feel that thing in the morning. So that is has changed. And for Papa, yes, we are continuing all the things what we have learned in the camp. And sometimes sun is problem here that we can't do that Arun Brahman Kriya 2 times a day. But yes, we are doing, and even his mobility is improved. He is also feeling that difference. For him, I think
Oh, your voice just went off. I don't know what happened.
please confirm me if you can hear me back.
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying for Papa, his mobility is increased, and we are continuing what we have learned in the camp. And yes, he's also having the benefit and improving.
Yeah. So just background, his dad was in the wheelchair and his movement was very restricted. So during the day itself, I mean, he started moving his legs, and he even stood up out of the wheelchair, and he took a lot of courage, and that's looks like the improvement is. It might take some more time, but I'm sure he'll see so much more. Anybody else? Anything? I think we have passed 12 o'clock. So I think we are going to finish it now. So thank you everybody for joining. And I think I know most of everybody here. So if any time anybody wants to discuss anything, just reach out to me and we can talk more.
Thank
So,
you, Gupta ji, for it was like a refreshing
yeah,
and meeting all the batchmates again. Bhagya Lakshmi ji, nice to see you.
yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.